Ladies and gentlemen, now today marks 30 days since the release of 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross Global, and I've been having so much fun on this game, man. I'm hardcore addicted to this game at the moment. I love the PvP, I just cannot seem to get enough of it. We've been grinding, we're like, I think top 10 in the world at the moment in normal PvP, with a Gallon Burst team, but honestly, the PvP meta at the moment, because like every week there's a new banner coming in, a new character. It's just so constantly shifting, very dynamic, and very exciting at the moment, man. I'm just having so much fun with it, and yeah, I can't get enough, man. And I know there are some people out there saying that, you know, Global is, obviously a lot more inferior to the JP server, which is fairly obvious because the JP server has been out for like 6-9 months. But I think if we take Global and compare the experience of like the first month in comparison to pretty much every other gacha game out there or free-to-play mobile game, or if we directly compare it to like Marvel Contest of Champions, for example, like if I want the brand new character as a 6-star Marvel Contest of Champions, there's a 1 in 1,000 chance on a $10 individual crystal that contains a single character that I get that. So to get a new 6-star, a brand new 6-star in MCOC, I've got to spend on average $10,000 to get one 6-star champion. So the odds of me getting a 6-star champion are close to 0 most of the time, man, when it comes to a brand new 6-star character. But in this game, I think the odds are around kind of like 1 in $200 of getting the brand new character on the banner. So they're literally like 50 times better in terms of the drop rates. We've had like a brand new character every single week. The characters have been really interesting as well, especially for the PvP meta so far. So as somebody with like fresh eyes that hasn't played the JP version, I'm loving this game, man. It's like much better value than the wide majority of free-to-play mobile games out there, and it's really the enjoyment that I get from, you know, spending money, getting the new characters, and I'm just having fun, man. I'm having so much fun with this game. I have spent about you know, $1,200 on this game now, but via this channel, which again, I consider this game and this channel just like my fun side hobby at the moment, because I'm just enjoying making PvP videos, man. Like, I love making videos. Even before I was getting paid from the Marvel Contest of Champions channel, I was still like making, you know, all sorts of guides for MMORPGs. It's just, I don't know what it is about it, mate, but I just love sitting down, kind of playing games, talking in front of a camera. It's like, it's right up my alley, boys. So the fact that I get to do this for this game and make a little bit of money back, so I've made $700 back already, is perfect. If I can eventually, you know, make enough break even on this channel for the amount that I'm spending, it's happy days, boys. It's a really good time. But again, this is just my fun side hobby at the moment. But yeah, we spent about $1,200, and I would say the mixture of that has been first and foremost gems with the you know, summoning. We've done a lot of summoning videos for new characters. Some we've been really lucky with, like Green Merlin, Green Barn. We managed to get both of those as well, but also, like, the game gives you so many gems as well. There are so many gems, like, progressing through the story, and also getting 5-star friendships of some of the towns as well, and just all sorts of additional caveats in this game that give you gems. They are very friendly and generous when it does come to their premium currency, which, again, is something that you rarely see in a lot of free-to-play games, and something that I'm, you know, particularly fond of myself. Now, also, on top of summons, I recently went a little bit crazy. I think it was last weekend, trying to 5-star a lot of my gear just so that I could get up to that 4K challenger in PvP. So I've got a really good set on 4 different characters. I have 1 health set and 3 attack sets there. So they're on Deanne, Merlin, King, and Galland at the moment. But one thing I love about this game as well is that gear is not sticky. You can transfer it whenever you want to characters. So I thought it would be a good initial investment to you know, buy some 5-star Awakening Stone bundles and get that equipment up as early as we possibly can, just so that every week, man, I can just get that massive stack of rewards from being at the top of Elite PvP. And honestly, I think it really is going to have a nice long-term payoff there. But you can see in terms of like my right-hand side, because it's all about kind of getting the good SSR gear on the left-hand side, because that has much better stats. But on the right-hand side, we've kind of got like a mixture of common and rare gear there. because you want to be able to re-roll the substats with gold. However, on SSR gear and also SR gear, you need to re-roll the stats with gems, so it's much easier to kind of roll like really high attack and also really high health. And you can see they've got some pretty good rolls, but I haven't been like super meticulous in terms of getting them all up to 3% yet, and I'm not too bothered about that for the moment, but you know, maybe some point in the future I'll be a little bit more obsessed with getting the perfect stats on every single piece of gear there. But again, it's a lot of time re-rolling, and it is a lot of gold as well, man. So at the moment I'm not, you know, overly bothered with that. But again, the bundle that I brought for that, because like one thing that's like really annoying to get, at least to the best of my knowledge at the moment, and I may be wrong when it comes to this, is Awakening Stones. I know they added one, I think it was with the recent update into the daily, but you can buy a bundle of these Awakening Stones, 20 of them, man, which is such a huge stack, for just over $22.99 English currency. So yeah, I think I brought about 7 of those to sort out some of my gear, and also I had some of the Awakening Stones just from various like story stuff and also salvaging gear as well. But yeah, those Awakening Stones are a pain to get, but also a good you know, set of equipment is gonna do a lot for you as well. So I thought it was a worthwhile investment there. But yeah, aside from that, what else have I brought? I've brought like some Fight Festival bundles. I actually did buy some 6-star Awakening gem because they have this new like feature where on a character you can awaken, and now you can just buy the full bundle for like $22.99 there. So I've brought like a couple of those, and also some of the earlier packages they had before that to like 6-star Green Barn and Green Merlin. So that's how I've been taking up about half my characters to 6-star. But also I did auto farm a lot of the chalices as well, while we had that like minus 50% stamina decrease in the boss battle thing. So it's kind of a mixture of farming and spending there. Like some characters we grinded up, some characters we just, you know, dropped like the, you know, $22.99 in order to 6-star them. But it's all about, you know, what disposable income you have and also how much time you have to auto farm as well there. But there's a lot of different characters that I'm working on kind of equipping at the moment. Like my main focus is really just to have fun in PvP and try out kind of alternate strategies and kind of mix stuff up a little bit, and just kind of explore new characters. So like this week we've just had Galland, and I'm running like Galland, Arthur, Merlin and Blue King at the moment, and this team is just ridiculously OP, man. It's absolutely crazy. This red Elizabeth and Hawk and also the green Gustav are both upgraded SR units, and I use them very regularly for especially Extreme Red Demon. Like her damage is just awesome, man. It ramps up really nice as well, and Gustav's freeze ability is so good. And I only learned like, I think it was about a week ago, and this is such a noob thing, man. But again, I'm a newer player. I don't know everything about this game, but I only learned this out last week, and I was kicking myself that I didn't read this in a little bit more detail sooner, that when you attack a frozen target, if it's upgraded, you get like bonus additional damage. So that just makes freeze so good, and honestly that was a game-changing a bit of information for me. So yeah, massive noob mistake, boys, but like, you gotta let me off the hook now and again. So then we got Jericho as well. I haven't played around with Jericho too much since I upgraded her. We did a couple of videos on her, but she's still really good for PvP. I've actually lost to a few Jericho burst teams with my Blue Gallant team, so I think she's still doing a number in high tier PvP. She's just insane, man. If you get the right crit RNG on Jericho, you are laughing, boys. She's so good. Hauser as well. I tend to find you don't really see too much Hauser in normal PvP, but when it comes to geared PvP, if people have, I think, like pierce rate sets, he can hit really hard in certain kind of burst team comps as well. But Hauser ain't too bad. He's very fun to play because like everything just hits everyone, and he's a great auto farming champion as well. He's just so good for auto farming because again, it's just like massive AoE damage, just constant damage on everyone. So very reliable for, you know, just taking targets down there. Gil Thunder I took up. Honestly, I haven't really used Gil Thunder since I got my Green Merlin, because I always go for like an alt rush strat in PvP. But Gil Thunder, I see some people using him to some success for like those additional defense stats from the unique in PvP, but he still seems okay and relevant for certain people, but I don't know, man. I think I'd pick Green Merlin over him every single time at the moment for support, but again, he's not too bad for support, and he does have his uses as well for the Grey Demon, so yeah, he's not terrible there. Green King is just a cheat code for the Grey Demon. We did a Grey Demon video, I think a couple of weeks ago, where we did a bit of a showcase for this man, and he's just broken for that fight. He's so good. Literally, if I have Green Merlin as well for the support, and I can ult rush, the hard Grey Demon is like dead on turn 2 every single time, and it is insanely satisfying. So I love Green King, man. We also tried him out in PvP and did a bit of a video on that, like with the release of Green Merlin. It was an all green team, and that worked out really well. I might kind of revisit him. I don't know with the introduction of like Red Gotha whether or not he's still going to be viable and whether or not the team is still going to work, but yeah, maybe we might revisit him at some point, man. Blue King, he's just the MVP, he's just the top don for, you know, absolutely everything. Dominates PvP. He's got the heal, the petrify, the massive damage on his ultimate. Like, he's so good. Green Barn, I've been playing less and less this week. I still use him, Hauser, and Blue Diane for auto farming, but I had so much fun last week with Green Barn in PvP. And I think as well, he works as a good alternative to Red Arthur in PvP. However, Red Arthur, I think overall is slightly better in that slot at the moment than Green Barn, but for certain teams, man, he's really good. But I do think the Blue Gallant is quite a nasty counter to Green Barn, especially if you get the passive on Green Barn, because then he can't extort, and he just loses like all of his damage output and all of his threat there, which is what makes Blue Gallant so amazing. But again, there is a chance that it's not going to apply to him, and if it doesn't apply to him, then he's still like as big of a threat as he was before, and just really annoying to deal with. So I think he's still very relevant in the PvP meta. And then we got Blue Diane. Blue Diane is just damage, mate. Oh, the single target damage is not too bad. She's got a nice rock rush, but it's that ultimate, mate. As soon as that ultimate hits, it's just game over. It's so good. And also every turn she ramps up her damage a little bit more, so yeah, she's just great for all sorts of stuff. Used her in PvP to a lot of success last week. I haven't tried her out this week though, but yeah, her ultimate is just so satisfying, man, especially on ult rush teams. Just demolishes all sorts. We also have Green Elizabeth, who I use for the Grey Demon as the healer very often there. So yeah, she's just absolutely fantastic for kind of rushing additional ult gauge when it comes to extreme, providing that, you know, 2 source of regeneration via her ultimate ability and also her basic heal as well. But yeah, she's just a banging character for that Grey Demon. I'd love to get up to level 70 6-star as well, but I think we'll work on, you know, manually grinding that instead of just paying the like $22.99 in order to get 6-star. I really only do that if I want to like play a champion like immediately in PvP, because again, I'm very impatient, boys. I just want to get stuck in and do some really cool videos. Then we got Green Meliodas. He hasn't seen too much play outside of story. However, bro, this guy was crazy for Chapter 7 and Chapter 6 as well. He's just insane for everything story-based. That full counter is just nasty, boys. It's so nasty. You get a good full counter off Green Meliodas, and it's literally like, what is that, 120k, 200k damage? It's just so silly. Then as we go down, we got a lot of units that I haven't really used or upgraded properly in a while, apparently, and I've seen in PvP. This Hawk and Elizabeth looks really good. Like, I've seen some people just wail out and go all in, kind of level 70 6-star, fully geared up, and they deal some damage, man. So I'm kind of tempted to upgrade that unit and see if we can have a little bit of fun there. But also, Red Barn hasn't really had too much use. I used him for the first 2 weeks in PvP, but since what is it, Green Barn came in, he's just been on the bench, boys. And also there is this R unit I very recently upgraded, Holy Knight Simon. Now the unique ability increases all allies damage dealt by 15% in PvP, so I was thinking about like maybe trying to come up with some burst strategies, characters that don't need to rush ult with Green Merlin, and kind of putting him on the supporting role. But I don't know, man, I'm going to take him up to level 70 6-star to see if that is, you know, potential strategy that we could make work in the future, but yeah, I'm not really too sure about that one, boys, but who knows, who knows. Then we've also got Red Elizabeth as well. This is the tavern one that heals, I think you get via the story, and starts as an SR unit. She's got a very, very powerful heal with a rejuvenate there, so solid healer. I want to get her upgraded for certain fights and encounters as well in the future. Also got Slater. I got a bit too ahead of myself, man. I purchased the what is it, the 6-star awakening package already. I think I did it at the same time as Arthur, because I was like, okay, I definitely want to do some PvP videos on these characters, so I'm going to 6-star them, I'm going to level them up, but I haven't got enough pendants yet to like fully max this guy out, so I'm just waiting on a few more resources, and then I want to get him up to level 70 and do some PvP videos with him. Also, Red Gill Thunder, I've heard you can do some interesting stuff with in PvP, so I maybe want to build like a full humans team around him with maybe Green Barn, Jericho. So yeah, I think there's some fun stuff that we could potentially do there. But yeah, scrolling down, I don't think there's anybody else of particular interest. Helbram, maybe want to get upgraded. He's alright as additional support for the Grey Demon. I don't really need him at the moment, but he goes well alongside Gill Thunder, because I believe their attack buffs stack there. But yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much the global roster so far. So we're just under 800,000 rating, $1,200 US spent. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a really, really good time. But once again, thank you so much for all of the support on the 7 Deadly Sins channel. The amount of love, especially in the last few days, has just been overwhelming. It's just been absolutely insane. I think we've got very close to about 2,000 new subscribers in the last like 3-4 days alone. So yeah, the channel is blowing up, and thank you so much to everybody out there that's smashing that like button, that's sharing the videos. I really, really do appreciate it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching today's 1-month global account tour, and if you did enjoy it, please do smash that like button. Aside from that, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.